Jennifer Reeves sifted through a stack of holiday mail and stopped at a thick red envelope with her parents' return address. She slid her finger under the seal, expecting the usual family photo, but the face staring back at her was not her own.
That's Amanda's face on my body. Number. No, that can't be right. I wore this shirt. I stood in that spot.
On the back, her mother had written in gold, the family photo of the year. Love, Mom and Dad. Jennifer snatched her phone and opened her message thread with the photographer, Brian Thompson. Her message was blunt. What happened to my photo? The card lay on the table, her cousin's smile still glowing up at her. Jennifer stared at the screen, waiting for a reply that didn't come. Her thumb hovered over the call button, but she didn't press it. Not yet. Across town, Brian Thompson's phone lit up with Jennifer's message. He read it twice, his face tightening.
What am I supposed to say? She deserves the truth.
His reply came after a long pause. I was just following instructions. 3 weeks earlier, the Reeves family gathered in Karen's living room for the annual Christmas card portrait.
I want perfect posture. No half smiles. We are a family that has it together.
She led them to the park, where Brian was setting up his camera near the bare maple trees.
Jennifer, your collar is crooked. Hold still. Just get through this. Smile like you mean it.
Karen hovered over Brian's shoulder, pointing at the screen and issuing quiet demands. Jennifer had checked the preview earlier and thought the photo looked genuine. She had no idea what would happen to it later. Jennifer sat in her quiet apartment, the altered card still on the table beside her cold coffee. Brian's cryptic reply had only deepened the wound.
He followed instructions. Someone told him to replace my face. Someone in my own family.
She opened her phone and scrolled to her mother's social media page. A new post sat at the top, already collecting hearts. Karen's caption read, "So proud to share our family photo of the year. Blessed beyond words."
She posted it, publicly. With that caption, as if I never existed. I could comment, expose this right now. Make her defend it in front of everyone.
But she let her thumb fall away. Not like this. Not to the whole world. Jennifer set her phone aside and opened her laptop, pulling up her message thread with Amanda, the one person who might have answers. She typed one careful line, her fingers trembling. "Did you see the card? Did you know?" She hit send before she could second-guess herself, then sat back in the heavy silence, in her own apartment. Amanda Collins glanced at her phone and saw Jennifer's name. Her easy smile flickered and died.
Oh no, she thinks I had something to do with this.
Her reply came within minutes. "I swear I had no idea, Jen. I would never agree to that." Jennifer read the words on her laptop screen, a knot loosening in her chest. Amanda was not the enemy.
So she didn't know. That leaves only one person who could have ordered it.
Meanwhile, in his studio, Brian stared at the computer screen where an email from Karen Reeves sat, its subject line burned into his mind.
I can't keep this buried, but if I send it to Jennifer, Karen will destroy me.
He closed the laptop abruptly, then opened it again. A blank USB drive sat on the desk, waiting.
She deserves to know. I knew her in high school. She was never the problem.
He pulled up the original photo files and began copying them onto the drive. His hand moved before his mind had fully decided. Brian finished copying the files, then printed the email from Karen, the one where she told him to remove Jennifer's face.
She called Jennifer the unmotivated one. That's what her mother thinks of her.
He picked up a small card and a pen, the words forming before he could stop them. "You deserve the truth." He folded the note around the USB and slipped both into a padded envelope. He sealed the package with a strip of tape, his finger pressing harder than necessary.
If Karen finds out, my name in this town is finished. But Jennifer's face, is already finished on that card.
He grabbed his coat and walked into the December cold, envelope under his arm. At the public mailbox on the corner, he paused for one breath, then pushed the envelope through the slot.
There, now you'll have the proof, Jen. The rest is up to you.
He turned and walked back, the sound of the metal flap closing behind him like a door that could not be opened again. 2 days passed, and Jennifer could not stop glancing at the altered card. She picked up her phone and dialed her mother before courage failed her.
Jennifer, what a surprise. How are you, sweetie? I got the family Christmas card. Mom, the one with Amanda's face where mine should be. What? That can't be right. Let me look. Oh, you must be joking. The photographer must have mixed up the files. Brian said he followed instructions. Who gave them? Instructions. That boy is obviously covering for his own mistake. Don't you worry. I'll call him and straighten this out. It doesn't feel like a mistake. It feels deliberate. Jennifer, you are overthinking this. It was a busy season for him. I am sure it was an accident. Let me handle it. Fine. I'll wait to hear what he says. She's lying. I know she's lying. But without proof, I am the crazy daughter all over again.
3 days after the phone call, Jennifer found a padded envelope in her mailbox, mixed among the flyers and credit card offers.
No return address. That's never a good sign.
Inside her apartment, she tore open the envelope at the kitchen table. A USB drive and a folded note tumbled onto the wood. The note was brief. In handwriting she remembered from high school. You deserve the truth. Brian.
Brian, the photographer. He sent me something. This must be about the card.
Her fingers trembled as she pushed the USB into her laptop. The computer hummed, a new drive icon appearing on the screen.
It's labeled Christmas Photos. He gave me the originals.
Alongside the USB, a second folded paper had fallen out, a printed email, still unread.
If I open that email, I'll know who did this. And once I know, I can't unknow.
She closed the laptop screen without clicking anything, then stared at the drive as if it might bite. She sat still for a long moment, then opened the laptop again. Her cursor hovered over the folder labeled Original Photos. She double-clicked. Thumbnails filled the screen. The group portrait, Amanda's solo shot, Greg's tight smile, and there, at the top, her own genuine smile.
There I am, my real face, before she erased me.
Then she noticed a second file, a scanned image labeled request.pdf. Her breath caught.
This is it, the order.
She opened it. The email header read, from Karen Reeves. The body said, Brian, please Photoshop Amanda's face onto Jennifer's body. Remove the unmotivated one.
Unmotivated one. That's what my mother called me. To a stranger.
She scrolled down. Brian's reply was just below. I'll handle it. And Karen's final line, this stays between us.
She knew it was cruel. She wanted it hidden. My mother.
She pushed her chair back and stared at the screen. The proof sat before her, irrefutable and final. Now she had to decide what to do with it. She left the desk and sank onto the sofa, the altered card still glaring at her from the coffee table.
Her own mother ordered a photographer to erase her. Not a mistake. A decision. And then she posted the lie like it was the proudest moment of the year.
She picked up her phone and opened the scanned email again, her eyes tracing the words that cut deepest.
Remove the unmotivated one. That's not just cruel. It's cold, calculated.
A strange calm began to overtake the anger. She stood, walked to the desk, and closed the laptop with a soft click.
Screaming would only prove her right. I need to be smarter than that.
She picked up the padded envelope and set it beside the laptop, as if the evidence needed to be kept close but out of sight.
I have the proof. I have the original photo. I have the email chain. I just need the right moment.
For now, she would wait. But the waiting had a purpose this time. She opened the laptop and launched her email, the keys clicking softly under her fingers.
The subject line came first. The original, in case you wondered. 5 words that would change everything.
She attached the unedited family photo, her face centered, genuine, and typed a single restrained line below it. Then came the recipients. Karen's email had included a mailing list attachment, 86 addresses, neatly compiled. She copied every name into the BCC field, her jaw set as she scrolled past cousins, aunts, family friends. Her finger hovered over the send button, the cursor blinking steadily on the screen.
This will break the family wide open. There's no coming back from this, but staying silent means accepting that I am not worth keeping. I am worth keeping.
She steadied her hand, eyes fixed on the button. One click away from setting the truth loose, she pressed the trackpad. The sound was a soft click, almost too quiet for what it meant. The progress bar appeared, a thin blue line crawling across the screen. Jennifer watched it move, her breath held. She couldn't take it back now. 18 seconds. That's how long it took for 86 emails to launch into the world, carrying the unedited truth. Then the bar vanished. A small notification, sent. She leaned back in her chair, hands trembling in her lap. It was done.
I just emailed the original photo to everyone. My mother is going to lose her mind.
But she found that she wasn't afraid. She felt lighter, like a weight she'd been carrying since she opened that card had finally shifted onto the people who deserved it. She closed the laptop and sat in the sudden quiet of her apartment, the hum of the computer fading. Now, she would wait. The replies would come soon enough. Across town, Karen Reeves' phone rang on the end table. She glanced at the screen with mild curiosity.
Carol never called without a reason. This can't be good. Carol? What are you talking about? The Christmas card is perfect.
But Carol was furious. She had received an email from Jennifer, the original family photo, with Jennifer's face intact.
That must be a mistake. Jennifer is just upset about something. You know how dramatic she can be.
Before she could deflect further, a second call flickered on the screen, then a third. The notifications stacked like bricks.
This can't be happening. How many people did she send that to?
She declined the calls, but the messages kept arriving, each one asking why the family photo had been altered.
I need to control the narrative. Brian, I'll tell everyone it was his mistake.
She paced the room, already forming the story she would tell. The photographer had acted alone. Amanda had seen the email. She sat on her sofa, the original family photo glowing on her phone screen, tears welling.
My face on her body. Aunt Karen did this without telling me. How could she?
She dialed Jennifer's number with shaking fingers. The call connected almost immediately.
Amanda, I figured you'd see it eventually. Jen, I am so sorry. I had no idea she would do that. I feel sick. I know. I never blamed you. This was between me and Karen. But my face made you think I was part of it. I would never hurt you like that. I believe you, but I need you to know. I sent that email because I couldn't let her lie to everyone. You did the right thing. I'll stand with you, whatever happens.
The call ended gently. A quiet alliance formed in the wreckage of their shared family. Karen, cornered by the flooding calls, grabbed her tablet and opened her social media app. Her fingers flew across the keyboard.
If I blame the photographer, they'll believe me. He's not family. He's expendable.
She typed, "I am devastated to learn our photographer tampered with our family photo without permission. Legal action is being considered." She hit post before pausing to consider the weight of a public lie. Not an hour later, Brian Thompson's phone buzzed with a notification. He saw Karen's post and felt his stomach drop.
She's blaming me, publicly, after I did exactly what she asked?
He scrolled through the comments, watching cousins and aunts voice their support for Karen. The lies were spreading faster than the truth.
I have the email chain. Every word she wrote. But if I share it, she'll never stop.
He sat down at his desk and opened his laptop, the evidence sitting in a folder alongside Jennifer's original photos. His cursor hovered over the email attachment. One click could salvage his reputation or ignite a war with the entire Reeves family. Brian's finger came down. The email, subject proof of instructions, sent to the one cousin he trusted, Rachel, with a single line. You should see this.
I didn't want this fight, but Karen made my name her shield. Not anymore.
Within minutes, Rachel's phone brightened with the attachment. She read it once, then twice, her face hardening. She didn't hesitate. She forwarded it to her sister, then to 2 more cousins. The subject line she added, the real story. The family group chat, dormant for months, erupted. Messages arrived faster than anyone could read. The word was out. Screenshots of the email chain appeared, Karen's own words highlighted. Remove the unmotivated one drew particular attention. Aunts who had called Karen to scold Jennifer now reversed their tones. The narrative flipped in real time. People who had received both Jennifer's original photo and now this email chain began connecting the pieces. Karen's lie collapsed under its own weight.
She threatened me, and I just handed every one of them the proof. No going back now.
Within hours, the Reeves family knew the truth. The photographer had been the messenger, but the crime belonged to Karen Reeves alone. Jennifer's phone, silent for hours, began to chime softly. One text, then another, stacking in the notification bar.
They're not all against me. Some of them see the truth.
A cousin's text. I always knew your mom was unfair to you. An aunt's. I am so sorry, Jennifer. She didn't reply, but read every word. The vindication was quiet, but real. At the Reeves house, the telephone had gone silent. Karen stared at it, her mind racing for another explanation that wouldn't come.
They've all turned. Even Carol won't answer now.
Greg came home to find Karen pacing, her phone clutched in her hand, her face a mask of fury.
I don't need your questions, Greg. This is my problem to fix.
He looked at his wife, then at the silent phone, and sank into the armchair without another word. Later, Jennifer set her phone aside and looked out the window. The cold world outside seemed steadier than it had in days. New Year's Eve arrived at the Reeves family gathering, a party draped in false cheer and unspoken alliances. Jennifer walked in with her chin high, and the room shifted. Some faces warmed, others tightened.
You came. I am so glad you are here.
I wasn't going to let her take this night too.
2 younger cousins, Rachel and Mark, approached with quiet nods, standing at Jennifer's side. Karen stood by the snack table, alone, her glass untouched. No one approached her.
They're all looking at me. They know.
Greg sat in his usual armchair, watching the divide with tired eyes, saying nothing at all. The countdown to midnight brought strained smiles, but the old hierarchy had crumbled. Jennifer didn't gloat. She simply existed where she had once been erased, and that was enough. Jennifer returned to her apartment after midnight. The quiet wasn't lonely. It was the first stillness she'd had in weeks. She made tea and sank into the armchair, watching the distant glow of spent fireworks fade over the rooftops.
The fight is over. I didn't lose myself, but I didn't win the way I thought I would.
Her eyes drifted to the framed original family photo on her desk, the one where she still had her own face, her real smile.
Next year, I am sending my own card. Not to hurt her, but to tell the world I belong in my own frame.
She imagined a simple photo. No retouching, no replacements, just herself, smiling at the lens, owning her existence.
It won't be revenge. Revenge was the email. This will be different. This will be mine.
The idea settled into her chest like a warm stone, steady and certain. She felt a smile tug at her lips, real and unforced. The decision was quiet, but it grounded her like nothing else had since that red envelope first arrived. She let the future hover, unformed but utterly hers. Then she turned off the lamp and rested in the darkness, at peace. The following December, Jennifer pulled out a camera tripod and positioned it in front of her bare living room wall. She adjusted the framing, checked the lighting, and stepped in front of the lens with no one directing her how to smile.
This is the picture I wanted last year, but I wasn't ready for it yet.
The camera clicked once, capturing her at ease, blonde hair loose, light gray shirt, a smile that reached her eyes. She plugged the memory card into her laptop and stared at the result. Not perfect, just real. She sent the file to a print lab, and 2 days later, a stack of glossy portraits arrived in a manila envelope. At her desk, she wrote each card by hand. To Karen and Greg, she wrote, "Wishing you peace this season." To Amanda, "Thank you for standing with me." She didn't over-explain. She didn't apologize. The photo said everything she needed. She addressed the envelopes one by one, sealing them with care, not anger. A finished stack of 15 red envelopes sat on her desk, ready for the mailbox. Jennifer bundled up and walked to the public mailbox, the stack of red envelopes tucked under her arm. A few days later, Karen stared at her own mailbox, holding a familiar red envelope with Jennifer's return address.
She sent me a card. After everything. A photo of just herself, smiling. What do I do with this?
She set it on the kitchen counter, where last year's altered cards still sat in a stack of holiday clutter. The two images could not have been more different. Amanda received her card with a grin, tearing the envelope open in her cozy apartment. She placed the card on her mantel, right next to an old framed photo of her and Jennifer as little girls. Brian opened his card at the studio, a knowing smile crossing his face as he read the simple message inside.
She's going to be fine. That was always the point.
Jennifer stood at her window, watching the snow blanket the street below, her reflection ghosting over the white. She didn't check her phone for replies. The card had already said everything. She was here, she was here, she was whole, and she was done explaining. Christmas morning arrived softly over Jennifer's apartment. The small tree in the corner glowed, snow still falling beyond the window. She was unwrapping a small gift when her phone buzzed on the armrest. A single message from Amanda. The text read, "Merry Christmas. Thank you for being you."
Some relationships survive the worst because they were real to begin with.
She set the phone aside and walked to her desk. The original family photo still hung there, but it no longer felt like a wound. Quietly, she reached out and let her fingertips rest on the glass right over her own captured smile. She straightened the frame by a fraction, blending it among the other memories on the wall, equal now, not central. From the tree, she lifted a handmade ornament, her name painted in gold on glass, and found an empty branch. She hung it gently, the gold letters catching the light, a small but certain declaration. She belonged in her own life. Then she sank into her chair with a cup of tea, watching the snow continue to fall, fully at peace in the quiet of her own making. The original family photo hung on the gallery wall, one memory among many, no longer a wound. From her sofa, Jennifer looked at it for a moment, then turned her gaze to the falling snow. On her desk, a clean stack of cardstock waited, still blank, full of possibility. Later, she walked through the park, boots leaving crisp marks in the fresh powder. The trail of footprints led behind her, but she never looked back. She returned home, not lonely, not bitter, simply present. A close-up of her face, serene, the faintest smile on her lips, the same woman who had been erased. now fully her own, and in the quiet of her apartment, the truth remained, accessible to anyone who needed it. The original, in case you wondered.